Alright, this deck, Teemo, Ezreal, Feel the Rush. Well, as the name suggests, our three key cards we have in the deck, we have Teemo and Ezreal as our champions, these cheap, elusive threats, and we have Feel the Rush here at the top end. So the idea being that we're trying to control the board until we can get to our Feel the Rush and then play this, and then suddenly we've created two 10-10 elusive threats which in theory on their own can kill the enemy Nexus the next time we're able to attack. So the rest of the deck is just kind of a reasonable, like, mid-range control-y sort of cards here to let us, like, get to that point. So we have removal in the form of Thermogenic Beam, Mystic Shot, Flash Freeze to, like, buy us some time potentially, or maybe get us some favorable trades. All of these things target so that we can level up Ezreal. Teemo, we're not all in on the mushroom plan, but we do have a couple of chump whups in here to help us level them up if we do find that it's relevant. But I suspect most of the time in this deck we're just discarding those mushroom clouds to the rummage here to draw through our deck and try to find our Feel the Rushes to close games out. Got some kindly Tavern Keepers in here to help keep us alive, to hit our Nexus. We have some Wolf Riders in here to help us ramp up to our big expensive top end. They're also not, they're a fairly reasonable attacker themselves. I suspect this deck's, I've seen this deck played before. This is a list I borrowed from a fellow streamer content creator that I follow. And, you know, some of these cards that we have here, along with the Ezreal and, like, the Teemo in the early game, means we actually have a fairly solid beatdown plan, even if we don't find our Feel the Rushes. Like, we can get their life total usually low enough that a leveled Ezreal can then, like, close games out. Ezreal with Troll Chant's kind of hot too, because you target an enemy with this plus one of your friendly units, so a leveled Ezreal does deal 2 damage to their Nexus while also reducing enemies' attack by 2 and buffing your guy by 2, which is kind of hilarious. But we'll see how this deck does. I'm not that familiar with it, so we're just going to stick with playing on the normal ladder. We played an Ezreal deck the other day that I didn't find very interesting. I have since made some edits to that deck that I think will make it more reasonable, but since I crafted a bunch of Ezreals to try that deck out, may as well try this other one, right? Ezreal, newer champion to my collection, I guess. Well, I've had 2 for a while, but decided to pull the trigger. And I think we'll keep the Wolf Rider, eh? Oh, against what they're doing. Maybe not. Maybe we just want, like, more early game. Maybe one Flash Freeze isn't bad. But definitely throwing away those other 2. Omen Hawk on 1 is our best. It's our only turn 1 play, so that's something we'd like to see in pretty much every opening hand, I think. I want to pet his shark.
Raise your weapon, Sunwood.
Do we throw away this Omen Hawk as a game 3? Might be right, but... well then. Okay, we probably Mystic Shot that. In fact, it might have been right to Mystic Shot that before they had Pale Cascade up. Now that I think about it. I guess we'll try it now. And if it doesn't work, we have this block. So we don't take a ton of damage. And then maybe we just bank this spell mana, I think. Probably play the Chump Wump, discarding the mushrooms to this rummage at some point. We don't necessarily... there's no point in doing it now, really. We don't have anything that we could draw that we'd like to play. Okay. Sure. If he doesn't play that out, or if he plays something out that can't eat this, I will definitely swing and see what he does. Might be right to just hold it back, though. I'm fine trading here if he wants to. Kindly Tavern Keeper's obviously nice against aggro. Keep our life total high. Make a blocker. I imagine they'll play this on one of the turns where they're looking to attack with it, just to get that kind of value off of it. I think we're definitely we're starting with Tavern Keeper.
Come on in.
Not bad, I suppose. I'm actually gonna start here because I don't suspect he'll jump block, but if he does, that's actually not that bad for us. So we don't get the value off of this, sadly, but
Mother Moon
I think I'm just supposed to play this out. Don't get to ramp with it, but I'd like to do more with our turn than just like Thermo Beam something. I think because we have a second Thermo Beam, I'm fine doing this. It does expose our 3-1 to an Unspeakable Horror, and I kind of wanted to hold Troll Chant up for that, but looks like we got away with it. I don't think it's worth doing that, it's just something I would like to do if possible. Second Rummage is kind of awkward, but I feel like it's right to throw these away, looking for something else to do with our mana this turn. Like I said, I kind of want to keep this to deal with like a Nocturne or something. And with that in mind, I'm wondering if I should even play this out. I think so. Nocturne only has 3 defense, so he can buff it up to a 4 with a Pale Cascade. He'll need 2 to save this. He has the mana for it, but does he have the actual cards is the question.
No more hiding. Lunari, rise.
So we're gonna get a decent hit in here. We can't block with these because this has Fearsome and the Nocturne reduced our health total. Hopefully you didn't get anything decent with that. So we have this to deal with this, we have this to deal with that, which is nice. Ooh, that's a progress day. I'm gonna pass to start. I don't suspect our opponent will pass back, and if they do, I don't mind. Oh, I should have just played this. It's another Mystic Shot, okay. I'll do this because it's slightly more resource efficient than to wait till our following turn. We still have enough mana to do the second Mystic Shot should he try to save this. trying to keep our life total as high as possible. Don't want someone overwhelming through our guys if we can avoid it. This is an okay last card to have. Obviously, it helps us gas back up, but it is expensive. Why would they play that this round? Ezreal's very nice. So do we progress day this turn, or do we Ezreal? I guess it'll all depend on how wide he goes. If we feel like we need a blocker, I guess I'll throw out Ez.
Find your path in the dark and follow no false light.
That is unfortunate. I think in the interest of keeping our light... Oh, Ez will just die. Huh. I guess we'll do this now, looking for like a 1 or 2 mana card that we can block with. You know what? I'm throwing out the Teemo. If he wants to eat Teemo instead of one of these to push damage, I'm A-okay with that. I want as many blockers as possible for this round. With this Ezreal in hand, the longer this game goes, the more favored we are to win. This is a great draw too, to that end. Hopefully I didn't find anything too scary with this though.
When will this bloody conflict end?
All things in cycles. Someday we will be one.
What did he find?
Cannot turn back. Face your heretic. I will be heard. Face your heretic.
I want him to hook the Teemo here, so if that's his plan...
Look out for Reavers.
For sure, I'm down for that. He showed us that ephemeral copying card, so I want to take these out. This is card advantage, sure, but I think it's just better. Oh wow, we just end up getting a Teemo anyway.
Nothing like the great outdoors.
Another progress day, huh? I don't think we can play that this round.
The world's a big place. Let's see all of it.
What does our opponent have? Really? How did they get this card? Lunari Priestess created this card. Oh right, this one doesn't have a cost limit. That's kind of terrifying.
This'll take the chill off.
I don't know that we can beat that card now.
You'll never know what hit him. Everything.
Firing!
Wow, that was a really lucky hit for our opponent. Maybe with this flash freeze to protect whichever of these ends up challenging the Ezreal, we might be able to kill him on our following turn. It's gonna be close though. Wow, we really needed like anything but this, huh?
Arise in our time of need.
And now he can just hook here if he wants to, That's a backup Ezreal, though. That's not awful. We can't really... You know what we need to do, I think? We could play this. That doesn't really do anything. Huh. We're dead to atrocity
I know you're
either way,
thinking and
right?
Stuff, but could you maybe speed things up a little?
I don't know.
They cannot strike what they cannot see. Under cover of night.
I'm assuming that's just enough. It is because this guy's overwhelming, right? Well, GG, I guess. Those were a heck of a great series of draws from our opponent.
Oh, really?
Wow, that's kind of disappointing. Anything but the Scourge, and I think we're winning that game. Looking for early game here. Nope. Never didn't have it.
You can see the Demacian border from here. Footprints here.
Is it crazy to kill this so he doesn't ramp?
In Avarosa's name. There you are.
Now we can ramp with this.
We feast tonight, Varg.
Is it the mustache? Who knows?
Who knows? I think we just kill him. Don't want him generating value.
Fight another day. Can't hurt trolls.
Like their deck's, like they're probably gonna win this game. Like it's, their deck's going really big. We need to find an Ezreal and fast if we're hoping to win this. Dealerino. I would have never played around that card in my life, so the fact that it just took out one of my units that generated some value for me. I'm just gonna keep doing this. Thresh costs 5 though, so we could have another Thresh here.
Blood on the snow.
Nothing escapes my watch.
somehow...
Bastards!
Use my goggles either.
Alert the village!
If anything, that helps me.
They'll never know what hit them. More mushrooms.
Well, okay, I stand corrected. That's the way we can beat decks like that. We need to go big as well. We need to feel the rush. We need to feel the rush, chat. Feel the rush. I said it so Italian. Oh man. You know what I could use? A beer. I think I'm gonna get a beer after this match. It's Friday, I'm allowed. What are they up to? Sedge Gangplank. Teemo's gonna have a rough time most likely because they have things like Parlay and or Make It Rain. Almost certainly have Make It Rain. They could also, and they'll probably also running Prowling Cutthroat. Although a blocker to Prowling Cutthroat I suppose is nice. I think I like all of this. This can kill it early, Prowling Cutthroat. I definitely want to keep these, I think, and this. It's a question of if Teemo's correct, but... a lot of X1s actually.
Reporting in.
If they make it rain just the Teemo, I'll consider that a win.
Adventure starts with mushrooms.
So pretty.
Now they can get a little bit more value off of their Make It Rain, but
We see through
we have an
all.
Omen Hawk, so it's fine. Do I want to hit that before he starts getting value? I don't think so.
Time for a true display of skill.
I never use my goggles either.
Hmm.
My collection.
This will be a good winter. These eyes see all.
Watch and learn. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Peer beyond.
Hmm.
Blessed by snow and stars.
Well, they're gonna have some big
Auspicious
units.
Season.
Firing!
At least we have a Flash Freeze here to kind of like
To our perch.
do stuff with.
We fight for one Freljord.
Oh, well, that we can just jump block. I should have played this
Today we
first.
fight as one.
Come on!
Would have been scary if it hit like a Sejuani or something. But yeah, I definitely should have played this out first because I would have gotten the value off of the card draw. Ooh, that's also a possibility.
Stop bragging if you could back it up. Nailed it.
What's he at for level 3?
Who's angry for action, eh?
Who's hungry for action, eh? Does he have Elixir of Iron is the question. Most decks are opting for Troll Chant, and Elixir of Iron's usually not being run alongside that, but...
Oh, take your time, pal. It's not like I've got better things to do.
Reason why I'm shooting this rather than this is because this represents a constant flow of damage over time, whereas this I could just, in theory, just keep jump blocking. Not indefinitely, but hopefully for long enough so that I can get this Ezreal leveled and finish him off. Did our opponents disconnect? 2 away? Yeah, 2 away. Also running low on cards here. Ooh, that's a nice hit.
Our banner will lead the way. Look out for Reavers. Light the signal fires.
I got ways to find me mushrooms.
Yeah, boss.
Yeah, boss. I'm glad I played the bigger guy.
Avarosans, stand together.
If that's all he's blocking with, I think I am going to block here. But I'm going to do this. So I still have this blocker for this guy. But now the Mystic Shot I generate from Ezreal can finish.
Watch and learn.
Oh, I don't want to get...
I don't miss.
If he has Riptide Rex, we're going to be in a whole lot of trouble. Oh no, he drew the mushroom. What am I saying? He's 1 away from leveling. So I can actually target a unit here. I don't think it matters.
I'm so good, I surprise myself. Can't stop me.
I'll make corpses of them all.
Firing.
The end.
Think I'm still like a yodeling uniform.
He doesn't open on attacks, which he likely will. Will Thermo Beam the Gangplank? But I'd be surprised if he doesn't open on attacks here.
Let them bleed out. No problem.
Quickly!
Line them up.
Excuse you. No sweat.
Oh, we're still just dead. What can we hope to find here? Can Progress Day save us? Nothing else does, so I guess we have to try. potentially saves us. You have to have like no buffs whatsoever. And we're still alive. I don't care about.
Charge!
I don't care about that. This is gonna be a close one. So that deals 1.
Watch and learn.
I guess we'll start with this and see what our opponent does. This is a close one. He's debating Frostbite, using Frostbite, I think.
Oh, take your time, pal. It's not like I've got better things to do.
Aren't any gods here? Just me.
So we're dead, right? Are we dead? Or could we potentially... Because I can't Thermo Beam here. If I Thermo Beam, he creates a Sleep with the Fishes, plays that, and we're dead anyway. We're dead to his first action. Either he
I know
opens
you're
attacks with
thinking and
Gangplank, or he
stuff, but
plays
could
a
you
Sleep with the
maybe speed
Fishes,
things up a little?
and we die to that. So the question is, do I try to kill him sort of in response to that?
Firing!
He definitely wasn't out of it yet. I could have. So he was down to 5. I could have dealt 2 more with the mushrooms. He would have been down to 3. The progress day. Then I would have thermo beamed something of his, which would have dealt another 2. And then the progress day burst should have killed him in response to any action that he did. So I guess he was just dead. I guess he was just dead. How about that beer? I'm gonna get that beer and then we'll be right back. Alright, let's go. Wanna do some like can opening ASMR here? Gotta listen for that pour. If I don't bump the mic like an idiot. What are they up to? Discard aggro? Thermo Beam's nice. Jump.
2, 3, 4. Swiftly. Enough for everyone.
The party has arrived.
Now, what do I want to do? I think I want to just Thermo Beam him. Do I, or do I want to take some hits first?
Time for a true display of skill.
I never use my goggles either.
Axes coming right up.
Wouldn't be okay. Yeah.
Time for the moneymakers.
I think we just block with the Teemo here, honestly.
Spoil the surprise?
I could save him with this troll chant, but I feel like this troll chant's got to be used to gotta be used instead to just save us a couple points of life.
I know you're thinking and stuff, but could you maybe speed things up a little?
The other thing we could do
No sweat.
is this, which might seem odd, but what it does is it marks a damage on this spider so that I can kill it and something else with this static shock. Or I could static shock these two and he'll be in range of the mystic shot that I create here.
My collection.
But it could be that I just need to hit the Draven this turn with a
It's not bragging if you could back it up. Ooh, that's gotta
with the
hurt.
Thermo Beam. Well, maybe not. Maybe I can chump block here.
See the Devastian border from here.
Rules are made to be broken. Like buildings or people.
You should try blinking sometime.
Charge!
So now that plus static shock kills her. Problem is, if they have a way to aggressively empty their hand, we could be in trouble. That's a decent draw. It's like one of the main cards we want to see in this matchup. Game 3, play a 1/1, always welcome. Yeah, do we want to just play that out? Yeah, I think so. Before they get more ways to empty their hand for Jinx. And then if they want to keep playing to the board, now we can use our last mana to play this Omen Hawk, which is really nice.
soldiers. Light the signal fires.
Watch and learn.
Rules are made to be broken. Like buildings. Or people.
You should try blinking sometime. Welcome to the Tipsy Hour.
Hopefully this works. It worked, hurrah!
I stand for Noxus! I gotta work with this joker?
Hey, Mom, still like a yodel in uniform.
Who's ready to reckon?
That's kind of scary. Am I supposed to... No, I think I just killed a Draven.
Check me out.
Noxian strength!
You're between me and glory. Excuse you.
We have a backup Ezreal in hand, so I'm fine with this trade. They're out of... Really? Alright. That was embarrassing. Hope nobody saw that. They weren't just out of it. I mean, they were basically out of cards and they were out of Jinx, almost. They still had one more Jinx in their deck. But, like, I agree that we were in a pretty good spot, but that game was far from over, I felt like. They were still at a very healthy life total. I don't know. Unless you know I have the Ezreal in hand, I don't think you concede there. Personally, but...
Hut, 2, 3, 4.
It looks like a Static Shock target to me.
They'll never know what hit them.
I think I'm just gonna take this hit. And actually pass too, because I'd like to play Ezreal and Mystic Shot. Get a Mystic Shot off this turn.
Time for a true display of skill. One shot, all skill.
Just trying to help.
I'm assuming this means he's trying to Twisted Fate gold card me. So, bump.
Dead in their tracks.
What would I like to play this round?
Nothing escapes my watch.
They could have Make It Rains, they could have Mystic Shots, they could have a lot of things here. But I think I do still want to start with a Teemo. Actually, it could be right to actually start with the Kindly Tavern Keeper on this, as crazy as that sounds, just so he's not dead to a single Mystic Shot. There's a lot of potential value to be gained off of this Ezreal, so I think I'm actually going to do that.
not greedy. My friends, though.
Reporting in.
So he missed the allegiance trigger with this.
It's not bragging if you could back it up.
Do I want to swing with the 3/3? He almost certainly trades. Do I care? I could also do this just for the card draw. And then it brings him down to Static Shock range. I think I like that, actually.
You made choices.
Charge!
He could play another Twisted Fate and like red card us, but I don't think I want to risk him leveling a Twisted Fate. That's definitely how we lose this game.
Yeah, you don't want to cross me.
I feel you, opponent. I'd be pissed off too.
Easy. Like my name.
Easy. It's easy when our opponent's cards don't do what they're supposed to. Oh man, that's funny. Heimervi? No idea how this matchup goes. No idea. I feel like I've played this matchup once before. Ooh, I don't want to mute my opponent. I want to see their cool emotes. But I'm not really sure how it generally flows.
These old eyes still see far and clear. For the homestead!
Go in and try to get in a little hit here. Depending on what our opponent does, we might Thermo Beam. They do nothing, we'll pass. They're not using their mana, and we're at least banking 2 of the 3 mana from our last turn, so I'm fine with that. Feel the rush.
I got ways to find me mushrooms.
This might come in clutch later when they have a leveled Vi. Do I just take this hit and then like Thermo Beam this? I think that's what we're gonna try to do. It could like protect this in various ways, but I don't know that I care that much if they do. Just kind of want to get their life total low so that leveled Ezreal can burn them out. Obviously, we have this Feel the Rush in hand that we could also be playing too, but I want to give give myself the ability to do multiple things. I want to be able to pivot if I can. What did they discard to that? I missed it. But I have this overlay here that I can use. Well, that's neat that you guys can see that too. They bend a Guiding Touch.
Order, entropy, a never-ending cycle.
Okay, he doesn't have anything up for that, so we'll Thermo Beam it.
Unforeseen outcome.
Bask in her radiant blessing.
Do I want to be a little slightly more resource efficient by using these mushroom clouds? By using a mushroom cloud here. It's obviously bad if we find a jury rig, but it's good if he starts hitting mushrooms. We're getting him down to 6 here, so actually these mushrooms might be a real win con. Although he's shown us he has guiding touches in hand, I think I'm gonna wait. That changes things a little bit. I still think I'm just supposed to get in my hit for 6 here, or attempt to. If he has a way to kill one of these, he has a way to kill Teemo. But is more likely that he has like blockers and something, so them being down to 6 here feels pretty good.
One girl wrecking crew.
There's the Vi we had to kind of be concerned with. I don't think I'm going to play out the Teemo until she gets to attack once. Yes, we have the Flash Freeze, but they could also have things like Pale Cascade and whatnot. I think now's the time to progress day then. Don't really have anything else we want to do this round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can draw one more card. Unless they kill this. But if they do, then we'll just play out something else. Yeah, let's bank some spell mana here. We can feel the rush next turn if we don't spend more than, what is that? 8 mana or 7 mana this turn? If I don't flash freeze here, I lose a card anyway. But I might be this. Especially because we have the Teemo in hand. Yeah. I feel like I'm supposed to save this for a turn when her impact would level up. When her strike would level up.
Light the signal fires.
Okay, that's an Ezreal.
Time for a true display of skill. No way! I thought you'd never ask.
Another day in the field.
I'll pick 'em, you plan 'em, kid.
Okay. There's no reason to feel the rush, right? And burn out all our mana and leave ourselves. But at the same time, is there any reason not to? What could they have? I'm trying to think of what they could possibly have that stops this feel the rush from being lethal. But at the same time, I don't think there's anything they can do to stop us anyway. If I just attack. What is your level? Not leveled. These will do it though.
I know you're thinking and stuff, but could you maybe... Sounds dangerous. I'm in.
Roar! Oh, that's a harvest right there.
Hush, okay.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Static shock of his own. Okay. Okay, should have field rushed. I suppose.
Someone's gonna pay.
Too cute to go.
You can see the Demacian border from here.
Smell that, Varg? Fear.
Now we're gonna field a rush. After Vi attacks.
Daylight warms the heart and lights the way.
And if for some reason they don't attack,
Eminently logical.
I tried being. Eat this!
We mustn't linger.
Ready the torches.
Coming to save the day. Or wreck it.
Use my goggles either.
Stop bragging if you can back it up.
Never underestimate the power of the Scouts Code.
oh Teemo. We've just hit an hour with this deck more or less, so we'll do at least one more. Not exactly the card you want to see, but not much we can do about that.
Prepared for anything.
Do they have Poro Cannon?
Time for the main event.
That's gotta sting.
Definitely going to just bank this 2 spell mana and then play Ez on the next turn, hoping to use that spell mana on a Mystic Shot. Could get us in trouble though, depends on what our opponent plays. Because if they go...
Oh, it is a
Alright, Alright, that looks like a Mystic Shot target to me.
Time for a true display of skill.
I never use my goggles either.
Okay. With that then, I think we just Thermo Beam this. Hopefully they play another X1 that we can get some value off of this Static Shock. I don't think I'm ready to chump block or trade in this case with Teemo just yet.
Hey, kiddo. Dig your kid up.
Now I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna let them attack with the fan. We will attack with Teemo and then Wolf Rider get the Plunder trigger on our next turn.
Anything helps.
Okay. If they have vision, this could be really rough for us. So, do they have vision or are they just trying to push damage? Oh, I guess they have this and they can just, yeah. That's what it is. Now they have vision as well. That's really bad. Yikes. Okay. Our opponent's leftovers were pretty good. That's fine. We got this Static Shock to clean up most of their board. That's an Ezreal. Okay.
Time for a true display of skill.
I salute you.
Yep.
Stop
Bastard.
bragging if you can back it up. Gotcha.
Boy, the top of their deck has been hot.
Firing.
Might actually have to chump with Ezreal. Is that a play to not lose kind of line, though?
Not seeing strength.
I feel like that's a play to not lose kind of line. Start with this so we don't die to something stupid. Like, I don't know. I guess he can't double get excited us.
One
Not
shot,
a thing.
all skill.
This one's on the house.
That's gotta hurt.
Definitely using this.
Charge! I'm so good, I surprised myself.
What is our opponent up to? Kind of want to bank the spell mana rather than use this guy.
They're out there, I'll spot him.
Or bank some spell mana in this case. Because we're likely using Flash Freeze on this guy.
Oh, take your time, pal. It's not like I've got better things to do.
They used nothing on their last turn. Feel the Rush. We can Feel the Rush, kill them next turn if we don't spend too much resources. We really need to dodge like a Jinx. I guess that's not true. If we likely can win if we Feel the Rush next turn. Which means we have to spend only 7 mana.
Answer is here somewhere.
Pretty good leftovers from our opponent there.
What science without a little risk?
We feast.
That actually means we can spend 1 more mana.
If I fall, so be it.
They're actually not dead to Feel the Rush because of these 2 Poros.
I've work to do.
You're between me and glory.
The people are my strength.
Alright, well, he wasn't just dead. It would have appreciated him at least trying, but...
I knew we had it all along.
Alright, I think that's gonna be it for me for this deck. Open up our champion capsule. Twisted Fate, that's awesome. I definitely want to play some more. There's a couple of Twisted Fate decks that I'm building that I want to play on stream, so that's nice to see. I have 2 of the 3 now, so I'll definitely just spend a champion wildcard when I'm ready. I have 100% Kench though, so there's a chance this could be one, but I have basically no other complete set of Bilgewater champions, so the chances of it being a Twisted Fate are very slim. Yeah, I don't think I have a complete set of any of these except Kench. Or any of these, but Kench is the exception. Anywho. This deck was fun. I like this one a lot more than the Go Hard Easy deck that we played yesterday. To be fair, I did play it on the ranked queue, so that might have... Whereas this was in the normal queue, so that might be part of the reason. Yeah, the deck seems reasonable. It's actually kind of fun. I just like the overall concept. I think one of the things... Is there any changes that I would make? Not that I can think of offhand. The one change that I did have with this deck, and I'm glad I made it based on the games that we played, is the original list included a single copy of Get Excited, both as a way to help level Ezreal with its targeting, the fact that it's a targeted ability, and also I guess give us a little bit of reach. I swapped that out for another Kindly Tavern Keeper because I just felt that I would want more survivability. Like I just wanted more ways to make sure that we made it to the late game. And I'm glad we did that change, because there was like 2 games there against aggro. I think both of them were discard aggro, where we were probably dead had we not drawn the one Kindly Tavern Keeper that we saw both those games. And you never know, that could have been the one that should have been a Get Excited, right? I just want to ensure that I feel like most games you want to be seeing at least one Kindly Tavern Keeper, because just aggro is just so prevalent. So I'm glad I made that change. And I think the fact that the Get Excited, the damage it does, and there's nothing that we can really discard to it other than maybe the occasional Mushroom Cloud, and the fact that the damage that it does, like as reach, like how often is it gonna like be killing our opponent? Other than rather than us just making it to the late game and getting that feel the rush to kill our opponent, I guess is what I'm saying. So I'm kind of glad I made that swap. It seemed reasonable. The deck itself was fun to play. I'm glad we got to try it. With that though, I kind of wouldn't mind playing a little bit more. I went, so you know what? Why don't I stop the recording for this